Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel on everything related to utility and energy. Today, we will be exploring the connection between nuclear energy and national security. Nuclear energy is not just an important source of power generation, but it also plays a critical role in a nation's security strategy. In this podcast, we will examine the ways in which nuclear energy contributes to national security and the potential risks associated with it. Let's get started.
Before me dropping value bombs of this video, I would like to introduce the Nuclear Power Engineering Principles course, now available on Udemy. This comprehensive course is your ticket to mastering the principles of nuclear power engineering and taking your career to new heights. Packed with engaging lectures, this course is designed to provide you with a deep understanding of nuclear power engineering principles. And the best part, upon completing the course, you will receive a prestigious certificate of completion to showcase your newly acquired skills and knowledge. It is a valuable credential that can open doors to exciting career opportunities in the nuclear power industry. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to unlock your potential with Nuclear Power Engineering Principles course. Enroll now and gain access to this top-rated course at an unbeatable price. But hurry, as this offer won't last long. Join us today and take the first step towards a successful career in nuclear power engineering. Enroll now in the Nuclear Power Engineering Principles course on Udemy and unlock your potential. Don't wait and start your learning journey now. Now, if you're interested, the link to this course is provided in the video description below.
Nuclear energy has always been closely linked to national security due to the potential dual-use nature of nuclear technology. The peaceful use of nuclear energy has the potential to provide significant benefits to society, including clean and reliable electricity generation, medical applications, and scientific research. However, the same technology can also be used to develop nuclear weapons, making it a national security concern. The link between nuclear energy and national security can be traced back to the beginning of the nuclear age, which began with the discovery of nuclear fission in the 1930s. During World War II, several countries initiated programs to develop nuclear weapons, and the United States was the first to successfully test and deploy them in 1945. The Cold War that followed was characterized by a nuclear arms race between the United States and the Soviet Union, which led to the development of a large number of nuclear weapons and a heightened sense of global insecurity. In the post-Cold War era, the focus has shifted from nuclear weapons proliferation to nuclear energy proliferation, as more countries seek to develop or expand their nuclear energy programs. This has led to concerns about the potential for the diversion of nuclear technology for military purposes, as well as the security of nuclear facilities and materials. The issue of nuclear energy and national security remains a complex and multifaceted one, with many different factors to consider. Nuclear energy can have significant implications for national security, both positive and negative. On the one hand, nuclear energy can reduce dependence on foreign oil and provide a reliable source of energy for critical infrastructure, such as military bases and hospitals. On the other hand, the production and use of nuclear materials can also pose security risks, including the potential for nuclear terrorism or accidental release of radioactive materials. One way in which nuclear energy can impact national security is through the production of nuclear weapons. While most countries that possess nuclear weapons have acquired them through military programs, civilian nuclear programs can provide a pathway to nuclear weapons development. For example, a country with an established nuclear energy program can potentially use the knowledge, infrastructure, and materials from that program to develop a nuclear weapons program. Nuclear energy can also impact national security through the potential for nuclear accidents or attacks. A nuclear accident, such as the Chernobyl disaster in 1986, can have significant environmental, health, and economic consequences. Similarly, a terrorist attack on a nuclear facility or the theft of nuclear materials can pose serious security threats. The development of next-generation nuclear reactors can also impact national security. Small modular reactors, SMRs, and other advanced nuclear technologies offer potential benefits, such as increased safety, efficiency, and flexibility. However, the development and deployment of these technologies also pose potential security risks, particularly if they are not properly regulated or secured. Overall, the link between nuclear energy and national security is complex and multifaceted. While nuclear energy can provide significant benefits for national security, it also poses significant risks and challenges that must be carefully managed. Effective policies and regulations can help ensure that nuclear energy is used safely and responsibly to promote both energy security and national security. However, nuclear energy also poses a significant risk to national security. Main risks associated with nuclear energy include nuclear weapons proliferation, nuclear terrorism, accidents, cybersecurity, and waste management. One of the main risks associated with nuclear energy is the potential for nuclear weapons proliferation. Nuclear technology can be used to create nuclear weapons, and countries that possess nuclear power plants or other nuclear facilities can potentially use them to develop nuclear weapons. This can lead to destabilization and conflict between nations. Another risk associated with nuclear energy is the potential for nuclear terrorism. Nuclear power plants and other nuclear facilities can be targets for terrorist attacks, and the consequences of such an attack could be catastrophic. The theft of nuclear materials is also a concern, as these materials could be used to create a nuclear weapon or a radiological dispersal device. While rare, accidents at nuclear power plants can have significant national security implications. A serious accident could release radiation into the environment and cause widespread damage to health and property. This could lead to mass migration and economic disruption. Cyber attacks on nuclear facilities can pose a significant risk to national security. These attacks can target critical infrastructure, disrupt energy supplies, and potentially cause a nuclear accident. In addition, cyber attacks can be used to steal sensitive nuclear technology or sabotage nuclear facilities. Lastly, nuclear power plants produce radioactive waste that remains hazardous for thousands of years. Safe and secure management of this waste is essential to prevent environmental contamination and to safeguard national security. Improper disposal of nuclear waste could lead to health risks, environmental damage, and the potential for nuclear proliferation. These risks highlight the importance of strong nuclear security measures to safeguard national security. The nuclear industry and governments must work together to ensure that nuclear energy is used safely and responsibly to minimize the risks associated with nuclear energy. One of the main concerns associated with nuclear energy is the potential for its misuse to develop nuclear weapons or for nuclear material to fall into the wrong hands. The risk of nuclear proliferation is particularly relevant in countries with weak governance, where there is a risk that nuclear material or technology could be stolen or diverted for nefarious purposes. One pathway to nuclear proliferation is the acquisition of nuclear weapons by a country that already has access to nuclear technology for peaceful purposes. The international community has attempted to address this risk through the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, which aims to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and technology, while allowing for the peaceful use of nuclear energy. The NPT has been signed by 191 countries, with 4 countries, India, Israel, North Korea, and Pakistan, remaining outside the treaty. Another pathway to proliferation is the acquisition of nuclear technology and materials from countries that possess them. The international community has attempted to address this risk through export control regimes, such as the Nuclear Suppliers Group, NSG, and the Zanger Committee, which aim to restrict the transfer of sensitive nuclear technologies and materials. However, there is always a risk that sensitive nuclear technology or materials could be acquired through illicit channels. There have been several high-profile cases of nuclear proliferation in recent history, including North Korea's development of nuclear weapons, which was aided by the acquisition of nuclear technology and materials from other countries. The international community has responded to these cases with sanctions and other measures aimed at preventing further proliferation. In addition to the risk of nuclear proliferation, there are also concerns about the safety and security of nuclear facilities themselves. A security breach at a nuclear facility could result in the theft of nuclear material, sabotage of the facility, or even a terrorist attack using nuclear material. To address these risks, countries with nuclear energy programs must take steps to secure their nuclear materials and facilities. This includes physical security measures, such as armed guards and fences, as well as procedural measures, such as strict access controls and background checks for personnel with access to sensitive materials. To mitigate these risks, many countries have established strict safeguards, security measures, non-proliferation treaties and international cooperation. In order to mitigate the risks associated with nuclear energy and ensure national security, various safeguards and security measures are put in place. In terms of safeguards, International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, has established a set of safeguards which all the participating countries are required to follow. The objective of these safeguards is to detect diversion of nuclear material, i.e. if it is being used for military purposes instead of peaceful purposes. Safeguards include things such as accounting for all nuclear material through regular inventory checks and measurements, verification of declared nuclear activities and facilities through inspections and monitoring, physical protection of nuclear materials and facilities from unauthorized access and theft, as well as background checks of personnel with access to nuclear materials. As for security measures are implemented to prevent unauthorized access to nuclear materials and facilities, and to protect against potential theft, sabotage, or other security threats. These measures include things such as physical protection of facilities through fencing, surveillance systems, and armed guards, access controls through background checks, security clearances, and biometric identification systems, cybersecurity measures to protect against hacking and cyber attacks, as well as emergency preparedness and response plans in case of a security breach or other emergency situation. Several international treaties have been established to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and technology. The most important of these are the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, and the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, CTBT. These treaties require participating countries to not develop or acquire nuclear weapons, work towards nuclear disarmament, and cooperate with international organizations to promote peaceful uses of nuclear technology. Lastly, international cooperation and collaboration is essential to ensure nuclear security and prevent proliferation. Countries share information and expertise on safeguards and security measures, and work together to enforce non-proliferation treaties and agreements. The IAEA is the primary international organization responsible for promoting nuclear security and non-proliferation, and works closely with member states to ensure compliance with international standards and regulations. By implementing these safeguards and security measures, and through international cooperation and collaboration, nuclear energy can be used for peaceful purposes while minimizing the risks associated with it. Nonproliferation efforts are focused on preventing the spread of nuclear weapons and reducing the risk of nuclear war. Nuclear energy is an important component of these efforts, as it can both contribute to and detract from the goal of nonproliferation. One way that nuclear energy contributes to nonproliferation efforts is through the use of nuclear power plants as a source of energy for countries that might otherwise seek to develop nuclear weapons. By providing a reliable source of electricity, nuclear power can help meet a country's energy needs without the need for developing nuclear weapons. Additionally, nuclear energy can support nonproliferation efforts through the use of safeguards and security measures, such as those implemented by the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. The IAEA works to ensure that nuclear materials are used only for peaceful purposes, and that they are not diverted for use in nuclear weapons. One of the main nonproliferation efforts related to nuclear energy is the Nuclear Nonproliferation Treaty, NPT. The NPT is a multilateral treaty that aims to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote peaceful uses of nuclear energy. The treaty has been signed by nearly all countries in the world, and requires signatories to pursue peaceful uses of nuclear energy while agreeing not to develop nuclear weapons. The NPT also calls for disarmament and cooperation between signatory states. Another key nonproliferation effort is the Global Initiative to Combat Nuclear Terrorism, GICNT. The GICNT is a voluntary partnership between countries aimed at preventing nuclear terrorism by promoting international cooperation, sharing best practices, and enhancing nuclear security measures. Overall, nuclear energy can contribute to nonproliferation efforts by providing a source of energy that can help reduce the need for countries to develop nuclear weapons, and by supporting safeguards and security measures to prevent nuclear materials from being used for nefarious purposes. However, it is important to continue to monitor and improve upon these efforts to ensure that nuclear energy is used in a safe, secure, and peaceful manner. In conclusion, nuclear energy plays a critical role in national security. It provides a reliable source of electricity that can support critical infrastructure and military operations, while also serving as a deterrent against potential aggressors. However, it also poses significant risks to the environment, human health, and global security. To ensure the safe and secure use of nuclear energy, countries have established strict safeguards and security measures and have committed to nonproliferation efforts. It is important to continue to promote the peaceful use of nuclear energy while also preventing its proliferation. If you're enjoying learning about the exciting world of engineering on our channel, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out, and you won't want to miss any of our upcoming videos.